Teddy Sodi Gosa when they play good fellas and good so whatever you are about I hope you're listening to me, but so you know to make a move like you gotta dance for the last time, but you know it's not for the last time. I need some I need some I need some you know, you gotta do it slowly like you know. Gotta go for Rokhanyana so.
Tell mama, happy hey, happy hey, happy hey, Ashulayan, get it high heel, get it high heel.
Assets management at work. We create and host secure web applications. Digital Assets Management Network is about providing services to our clients, helping them unlock their potential and their reach in the digital world.
We started out at Joburg with Inspiring Aware.
Inspiring Aware is about us,
our community of curious, creative individuals.
Intending to have a pervading tone and mood on the internet to express our situation through creative works.
I'm focused on my journey. I'm focused on my gifts. I'm focused on my truth, the blood roots inside in my veins. I'm focused on my calling, on my heart of a king. I don't take God lightly.
Religion is like a personal computer, you know. You let people in if you want to. It is. It truly is. You know how people look at your computer, you're like, yo, this is a personal computer.
That's what everybody says. Oh, Jay-Z, with the new album, they're like, oh, Jay-Z has such a God complex. I'm like, a man can't reference God? Like, Genesis 1:26 says God created man in his image, so I can't reference myself.
Absolutely.
A little bit every now and then is God?
Absolutely. We are all gods.
I know life is a battle and I never forget it. Every day I get clear about my life and I move forward. I'm on a mission and my mission is not a popularity contest.
My name is Rudy Zwane. Father to the founder of Black Atmosphere. I want to explain something about Black Atmosphere a little bit. This started as a vision. My son had a vision. He wanted to start something that will work for his community, especially because he was born in a rural area, and then where people know very less about technology. So he decided, well, I remember one time asking me about this and saying, Daddy, what is your take on community? I didn't understand at the time. Community. He said, yes. What, in your explanation, what do you think community is? And I said, community is just people living together, trying to understand each other, work together, help each other in any way they could. But he was not talking about that community. He was talking about something more, something that can be controlled by technology. So black atmosphere is the way people interact to each other, talk about their problems.
The only way we can build consensus, the only way that we can move forward as a country, the only way we can help the world mend itself is by agreeing on a baseline of facts when it comes to the challenges that confront us all.
Share files, share information.
So the world is different because of this, because we only enter the future on the intellectual capital brought to this world by the geekosphere.
So when he started Black Atmosphere, I wasn't sure myself if I understand really what he was directing this technology thing.
Putting out great art and, you know, getting paid for my art. I'm not one of those, excuse my language, I ain't one of those that they could talk to and be like, you're an artist, you shouldn't have money. Like, that's the gas. They hit you with that to make you, yeah, I don't want any money. I want to be a pure artist, and I don't want to have.
Because I know a little bit about technology. Actually, I am a computers literacy guy, and I just didn't know that internet has got that much impact on changing people's lives until he explained everything to me. So I'm gonna say innovation and creativity is the main key on what he has started.
How do you build a company that can change as fast as change itself? How do you build a company where innovation is the work of everybody all the time, every day? And how do you create an organization where people are willing to bring you the gifts of their initiative, their creativity, and their passion? I believe the companies that thrive over the next decade and beyond are going to be the companies that make progress on this. The companies that evolve their management models faster than their competitors in ways that make them more adaptable, more innovative, and more engaging places.
And being a member of that community now, I understand where he was going, because you can actually now talk and know things that we couldn't know about each other that easily by just sitting and talking.
Wow, what a great honor and a privilege to be a witness of this courageous and brave birth of Black Atmosphere. Enjoy.
Yeah.
Right? The web is kind of the global operating system for innovation. So I have a feeling that the kind of values that today characterize the web, we're going to have to bake those into our organizations. The values of openness, meritocracy, flexibility, collaboration, all those deep values, forget the technology, those have to also become the values of our organizations. Why? Because the web already is adaptable, already is innovative, already is amazingly engaging. It has all of the characteristics our organizations lack.
All right, man.
So if you want to be a management innovator, the question you want to start asking is, how do you take not just the tools, because sometimes they're kind of superficial, but how do you think about these deep principles on the web, and how do we bake them into our organizations?
It's just, you just never know how the situation's going to turn out. It's an X factor that you can't even calculate in your mind. That, you know, can happen at any moment.
Right? We have been told that we really can't change the organizations we work in. That we don't have that chance. You know, that's the head of HR, that's the vice president for planning, or that's the CEO. Nonsense. It's probably not going to happen there. It's going to happen with people like Jeff Sieverts at Best Buy. It's going to happen with folks like Ross Smith in the middle of Microsoft who've created this wonderful grassroots movement around trust. It's going to happen with a guy like Jordan Cohen at Pfizer who created a way that ordinary employees can outsource the boring part of their job off their desktop without getting anybody's permission. That's where it's going to happen. Because I think for the first time since the Industrial Revolution, you cannot build a company that's fit for the future without building one that's fit for human beings. And we should be grateful we've been given this chance. Because those management pioneers 100 years ago, they were trying to work against the grain of what it means to be human. We're not. The fact is, human beings, we're amazingly adaptable. There are people sitting here today that have changed careers, that have gone back to school in midlife, maybe that have changed continents, that have had to deal with enormous personal tragedy, challenging circumstances. We are just enormously resilient as human beings. So in many ways, human beings already have the qualities, the essential qualities our organizations lack.
Yeah, this is your boy Rudy. So shout out to Black Atmosphere.
So tough, but to me, they look like they just got fucked in the butt. Me, I listen to the good news. Motherfuckers wanna get my life to stop. Wanna get my life to drop. Wanna get my life to flop. My nigga, what the fuck is that? Your face look like you need a smack. Bullocks, motherfuckers need that. They don't eat, they don't feed back. Look like you tryna feed trap. Ride along, get your seat belt. This style is heavenly. I just wanna thank you for having me. See, this was a blessing to follow me. You just gotta listen to the melody. Hey, somebody finna own this place. I suggest everybody gotta come this way. Talk to the back of the hand. I suppress that motherfucking plan, cause you got a dick face. Just leave that bitch dick chasing. Motherfucker, I'm so impatient. Impatient.
Fela, not a decent guy. He dead lost it, got my laming eating aliazi. I ring Katali and Trelu Bambi folk. Like the way you used to when I still propose. Please never let my enemies to make a toast. It's the smell of a death and decay. The whole town knows about it. What? The whole city knows about it. We fell in love, kill it, broke.
It's polarizing, and that's what great art is polarizing. Some people love it. You know, it forces you to have an opinion. Like, you know, at least you're not like wishy-washy about it. You know, it forces you to have an opinion, which is good, and I think it's needed. You know, it's needed because what tends to happen is someone has to experiment and go do it first, and then artists will sit back and watch it and be like, okay, I like this, I don't like that. You know, I like this part, and they'll perfect the methods, and then and it all pushes the genre forward.
Climbing, tell the people at the top that I'm on my way. I'm doing 180 on that highway, trying to be close to the stars with these words that I say, then lay them down. Spotted, we in the building, up on the couches like we trying to reach the ceiling. With my gang and no fucks is what we giving. Don't you try and get involved when you see us living the life we slowly living. Yeah, when you only starting, they gon' see you as a wannabe, but I'm just happy.
Black atmosphere. Black atmosphere. Shout out. It's wow.
One, two, three, I do step, to change the world. Thank you so much for tonight. I go by the name of Casper your best. I love you so much.
When we set out on this journey, we had the ambitious goal of generating financial commitments of over $1 billion in support of the world's marginalized people. Well, through your actions, in honor of my grandfather, we are proud to announce that we have not only met that, but doubled it. 47 major commitments, equating to $2,588,278,564. That's 37,232,328,446 rands. If fully delivered upon, that equals over 140,921,265 lives set to be affected. Viva Mandela! Viva!
Poverty is a stain on the conscience of humanity, and that we will all work together to end poverty. And today, we have heard from artists, we have heard from presidents of a number of countries, we have heard from business leaders, we have heard from royalty, we have heard from kings and queens, we have also heard from musicians, and many of them have pledged on how we can attain the sustainable development goals. Here in the southernmost part of the continent, we have heeded the call of the global citizen. We have chosen as a country to invest in our youth and to give them the opportunities that they need to succeed in the world. We intend, as we continue spending on education, we intend to spend a further 60 billion rand in the next 2 years to offer.
We want to give a moment of hope. We want to give a moment of inspiration for all of the people of this Rainbow Nation. I'm going to call His Majesty, the King of the Zulu Nation. Can we clap hands for His Majesty? His Majesty, the King of the Zulu Nation, I'm going to call His Grace Bishop Barnabas Tladinyane from the Zion Christian Church. Bishop, I'm going to call the Secretary General of the Nederlandse Gereformeerde Kerk, because we are meeting all the South Africans. Dr. Gustav Klaassen, can we clap hands for Dr. Gustav Klaassen? And then I'm going to call the President of the Workers in South Africa, the President of COSATU. Can the President of COSATU come on board? Can we clap hands for the President of COSATU? And then we are going to call the leader of Agri-SA, all of the farmers in South Africa, Dr. Dan Craig. Dan, can you come on stage? Let's clap hands for him. And then we are going to call my wife, Dr. Precious Moloi Motsepe. Can she come on stage? We are going towards the close, and then Dr. Vuyo Mashati, the President of the Black Farmers in South Africa. Dr. Vuyo Mashati. And then the last person is the President of the National African Federation of Farmers, Mr. Motsepe Makala. Can you come on stage? We are just going to make a very brief statement, And the statement is about uniting all South Africans and about the unity. All coming together as leaders and members of our Rainbow Nation, and are committed to work together to ensure that the current land reform discussions and processes in South Africa will result in land with the requisite resources, support and skills being made available to black people living in the rural and urban areas, and that a successful and secure future is created for black farmers and their communities and for white farmers and their communities. We are also committed to working together to build a bright future for the poor, for the unemployed and marginalized, and for all the people of our Rainbow Nation. We came together as leaders of religious and faith-based organizations, trusting in the guidance and the blessings of Jesus Christ, our Lord.
Coming together as kings, queens, and traditional leaders of Africa, and all our communities that we represent.
We are coming together as farmers who have been segregated by our apartheid past, become as white farmers and white communities.
We are here coming together because as black farmers we understand that for us to move forward it's important to address the issues together. Thank you.
We are coming here today representing the workers of South Africa who work on the farms and also they work on the land of our Rainbow Nation, South Africa. Qina msebenzi sanqaba qina.
As the Motsepe family, we are going to contribute 3.5 billion rand to help with the process of land reform in this country. The amount is about $250 million. Hello, South Africa, hello.
Everybody. Tax write-offs.
Yeah. Oh my God. That's not even like a real thing, but it's funny.
This is Lucky. Shout out to Black Atmosphere. Awe.
I am from God, by God, for God. He is within me, with me, and without me, all around me. Right? So I believe that, and I believe like right now, whatever I need to do, whatever I have to get done, is going to get done by the power of God.
And it's just like you know, that's God's plan. You know, it's God's plan. It's just like saying Biggie wouldn't be here if, you know, Rakim had been on the Faith remix. Or like, it's like you can make up any scenario in your mind for why a person shouldn't be here, or a person wouldn't attain the success that they have. But I personally don't believe anybody could stop me. I really, that's just how I believe. And it was gonna be, I was coming. I was destined to be here, and it just is what it is.
SK Sound.
From the day that I met you, I never knew that you'd be the one to prove me that love is true. still it's you I won't forget. Now I'm so deeply in love with you. It don't have to be a fairy tale, just a love that's real and never fails. Do you know what I mean when it's you I want? When it's you I
You go like, interest, I think, is created. We're interested in everything.
That's
people
very
always,
sweet of you.
Yeah, people are always interested in interesting things.
Yeah, okay.
But you have to make it interesting.
Yeah, okay.
And that's what you've done with this book for me, right?
Yeah.
This book is a really interesting book because you talk about the relationship between astrophysics and the military.
Going
and,
way back.
Right, going like, but like way back.
Hundreds, thousands, yeah.
So people have always been using, like the military has always been using astrophysics to move forward.
Before the late 19th century, just the term astronomer was it.
Right.
Later on, we started doing spectroscopy and much more physics came a part of it. So we used the word astrophysics. But basically, people who understood the universe were handmaidens to military conquerors from the beginning.
Right.
And part of it is you want to know, especially the seafaring nations, you want to know where the people are who you want to conquer. How do you know where you are on Earth? You got to go to the astronomers because we know what the sky looks like from all different parts of the Earth. And you take that information and you infer where you are on Earth from it.
Right.
And when you do that, you control the seas. You control the undiscovered lands. You control the lands that people are living in that you are more powerful than. When you finally land on like Columbus did this.
Right.
Columbus, he on his fourth voyage, he lands on Hispaniola, does what he does. He tries to get back to Spain. He doesn't have enough supplies. He goes to the natives and say, "Give me some of your supplies." They said, "No, we just have enough for ourselves to get through to the next harvest."
Right.
And he knew that a total lunar eclipse was coming up a week later, and he said, "If you do not give me your supplies, my God will make the moon go away. I'll make it disappear from the sky." And they freaked out. But some of them were skeptical. A week goes by, the moon starts disappearing. They rapidly got their supplies, gave it to him. He stayed in his cabin till halfway through the eclipse. He then comes out and says, "My God is merciful to you for giving me the supplies. We will now have the moon return."
He's wow.
He's halfway in the eclipse. The moon comes out the other side of Earth's shadow. So he used knowledge of the universe to exploit people not as knowledgeable or as powerful as he was.
That is a
What? What just happened?
Tata, get the peppers.
Stupid. Hilarious story, but I feel like we're skipping over the part where these people died because they don't have food now.
Right. There's nothing written about that.
Yeah.
But Columbus successfully gets back to Spain.
That is a wild.
Aware. This is Jonas. Shout out to Black Atmosphere. He's wow.
ntombini dudla mama vele ngakubona vele ngakuthanda khohlwa inking khaze ngafika komo zigcwele ekhaya komo zigcwele isibaba yazi ngigcwele ngawo ngiphendula uquest vele ngiyasifela ngawo yazi ngiyasifela ngawo vele wamoyizela ngicela usondelela yazi umakoti mama yazi umakoti mama vele wamoyizela ngicela usondelela yazi umakoti mama yazi umakoti mama.
One thing closing out was South Africa, kurapati merkwari. Merkuru dirang arorati. So when okadula ole customer ne. Wayemelo re ba respond bani utlo boko yena. Ababu. Because abantu merko bona. Because abantu merko bona. What is it? That's what phone. That's what phone. What's the email? Obuti so kan udiragala. Ngakisiza. It's like ubuya munana ukuthi bethuthwa wona hey guys happy kiteng kiteng Saturday akasidiso marmala para kayo akasidiso libona abantu abalwena yes because of bona abasibona ngubuyela mthwele ntele thumile kwena komathumu and you know what ne mafela kwena akaphathela when you go when you sell or complain but how did so since you was in the what she won't put the same and he's into maybe 3 months back yeah like what did you when I'm 3 months back you was in the something is in the hunting the thing about this thing by cream so like honestly like I care this thing so like kidding like first of all only like kumpulan movie no mona go with last night this guy was a lawyer so no you quick rate so you approach this guy on a machine so I think that what introduce a lawyer or I can as one body is a go company eating and then yeah no go learn about business now what is the guy listen first of all now kitchen yeah and then I got to see na kwa yake that's why kina chile pinchiso actually so yeah like I think another thing it hold them back ne can this thing yawari pasinyana kwa too much yeah ocha okas convince mo to worry kinto yana sabili ngakyo yeah no chome ngane okankira na yi kichugile let's say something ke go stage go perform ne and ungra ke tshulile yikwe kaze but as long as you believe gore the artist ka perform make it tshulile ka pagana then you can convince me unga motivate on potrai everything's going to be fine like just come there perform for 30 minutes and for the rest of your life put it there yeah but if not I can believe the artist I can believe gore nga perform stuff go opera thoma banchinchi then when you look at what potrai ka pagana
Jesus.
Some people, but some
so like another thing I think like to get level of business arena level I do believe what it will hold our bank because of we're gonna try to spend so much time and convince about what alone barong alone asabo and this thing or kyawo and this thing and we're gonna waste time.
It's very difficult to like recreate those times. Those times was like, I mean, obviously, you can't bring those times back, but you know.
Like honestly, like now I don't want to go out there and try to convince about whether this is not for them, it's for them. Or when we go out there and black atmosphere like it will create like some kind of attraction, it will tell what we in. Ne? But we are drawn to us because of like the service that we provide and so on. Like I think we're seeing now we try one potential in everyone ACT. What like? So it's like another thing where sometimes you have to allow people to prove themselves to you.
You got to earn your spot. It's not given. It's such a spoiled brat losers mentality that's it's annoying.
I want to motivate when you have something. They're gonna prove themselves to you.
Yeah.
Like don't trouble like in South Africa. That's why since you follow up you're proving yourself to them.
Yeah,
this thing. Yeah. Hey.
You know, anytime that you try to do something different, and you should always try to, you know, push forward, and whatever you're doing is going to be problems because it's never been done before. So you can't anticipate all the things that's going to happen.
Black atmosphere inspiring our way.
Black atmosphere inspiring our way.
I
am.
We are building our way to success.
The economics of the business sometimes incentivize speed over depth, and when controversy and conflict are what most immediately attract readers and viewers, the good news is there's so many of you that are pushing against those trends.
He's wow.
Overcoming poverty is an act of justice. It is the protection of a fundamental human right, the right to dignity and decent life. We have a historical opportunity to open the door to hope and the possibility of a better future for all. Sometimes it falls upon a generation to be great. You can be that great generation. Let your greatness blossom. I thank you.